state of mind, actually. Go as a 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 state of mind.
Well, here we are again. It is Saturday evening. It is time for Racing Club de Avellaneda. Live English language commentary from myself, Darren Paul, professional commentator, and Nacho, Tierno, the man who keeps the ship on the road. We're mixing our metaphors, and that's okay. Nacho, how are you doing this evening, my friend?
I'm very well, Darren. I'm very happy to doing this again. I actually miss it. I miss the podcast. I miss doing the matches with you live. And I mean, not the best moment to restart this in terms of where our team is, but it's just a nice thing to do. So I'm very happy.
It's a good thing to do. I'm glad to be back. Just very quickly, this year has been the toughest year for all of us in very different capacities and on a professional level. Oh my God, it has been on another level. But we are back. Racing is back, and we're going to be more regular with the podcast. Isn't that right, Nacho?
Yeah, we will try. I think it was a difficult year for everyone. I think the lack of fans also. I struggle to find sometimes motivation to watch matches because they're just they feel there's something missing. And also, I think since our elimination from the Copa Libertadores, I think we are not in a good position as a club in general. A lot of things have been happening, and I think that also contributes to the lack of motivation. But we will force ourselves to do the podcast more regularly.
We will. It's going to be an interesting time, of course. The women's program continuing. Men's basketball will be returning soon. They have. Oh no.
Hopefully, I mean, they decided not to take part in the season during the pandemic. So let's see what happened in the next season. The good thing is they didn't lose their place in the division. They just opted out.
Yeah.
Which means that once we go back to certain kind of normality, it is expected the team to restart its activities. I mean, it has been a very challenging time for clubs in general in Argentina, and our basketball team is not the exception. Luckily, our football, men's and women, is exception. I mean, we are able to run a club, play matches financially in a good position. So, but I can see why other sports might be struggling.
So, what is happening today? Well, of course, it is Racing Club taking on Gimnasia y Esgrima La Plata. Live from Avellaneda. We are going to have live English language commentary over the top of it. Now, if you want to watch the game, get yourself over to Fanatiz. They have the stream. Put that on. Have us, our dulcet tones over the top of it. What more could you possibly want? If you're an Argentine Racing fan or a Spanish speaker, is this a good opportunity for you to try and learn some English, improve that, use that particular skill? Who knows? Maybe.
Especially with that teacher that we have in the room, right?
That's absolutely right. Nacho, the teacher of football, is how we refer to him in our midst. Nacho, let's look at that educational element. Let's look at the starters that we have in tonight's game. Firstly, we know that Gabi Arias, he has changed his number. He now wears 21, and it looks like he'll be captaining Racing tonight. How was he in Copa America?
He has been having a fantastic season. He made a mistake against Sao Paulo in the first leg of the Libertadores round of 16. He had a decent. He didn't take part in the Copa America. I mean, he was on the squad in the Copa America, but he didn't enjoy any minutes. But it's definitely our best player this season, despite that mistake against Sao Paulo. A mistake that he reverted very quickly by putting a fantastic save 2 minutes later. So even a mistake doesn't stop him from performing at a really high standard. He changed his number because that's his favorite number, and because Marcelo Diaz left, now he had the chance to use his 21.
Ah, I see. That's how he got it. That's interesting. So the Racing lineup now. This is according to Promiedos. Oftentimes we do see a little bit of variation in the lineup, but this is what we have from Promiedos. Ivan Pichud, the surprise re-entry into the side. He has come in for Dominguez, Sigali, and Neri Dominguez in the center of midfield, and Eugenio Mena out on the left. They are ahead of Mauricio Martinez and Anibal Moreno. And we have according to these guys anyway, a midfield three of Javier Correa, who of course scored midweek against Sao Paulo, Ignacio Piatti, Thomas Chancalay, who for me, he was the absolute bright spot of the last 6 months of being a Racing fan. And then Enzo Copetti is up front for Racing. That is the 11 as we understand it. Nacho, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that 4-2-3-1 might become a 4-3-3. So let's wait to see where Correa plays. I'm not sure whether Copetti is going to go to the right, Chancalay to the left, and Correa in the as the main striker, or whether Correa is going to be in one of the wings. Remains to be seen. I think Martinez and Moreno will split centre mid, and Piatti will play as a number 10. That's a very likely, let's say, tactical approach. Although they might also go with three midfield. Martinez as like the deep line midfielder, Moreno to the right, Piatti to the left. But let's see. Pizzi has been changing the tactical options. He likes to change it, so I'm not sure that 4-2-3-1 is going to be the way we're going to be playing today.
So we've got teams on the pitch. We are just about to have the coin toss. Our match official is Leandro Rey Hilfer. Let's just quickly go through the 11 from Gimnasia Esgrima La Plata. In goal is Rodrigo Rey, Francisco Gerometa, Leonardo Morales, Guillermo Fratta, Maximiliano Coronel, and Matthias Meluso. That is is a back five. Are we expecting that to be three with the wing backs going forward?
Yeah, I think that back five is what we are going to see, definitely.
And then across the midfielder, Matthias Miranda, Harrison Mansisha. I may need help with that one. Carlos Insu Luarate, Matthias Perez, and up top they have Nicolas Contin.
Yeah, Gimnasia is a team that has lost their best player, a Colombian winger that did really well last season. But it's a team that it has been getting some results. They avoided relegation because last season they were not teams going down. But let's see how they play. They have a couple of new managers, Mariano Mesera leading that. So let's see what happens. I think the game is going to kick off now.
They drew last time 2-2 with Platense. Guillermo Fratta and substitute Matthias Perez Garcia getting the goals for Gimnasia Esgrima La Plata. As Nacho says, we are underway. Racing attacking from right to left. If you're watching along with us on Fanatiz, that's out of play already for a throw-in down the Racing right. Taken quickly. Ball is whipped into the area. Can't quite get there. That was Chancalay. Copetti goes up for the header. Cleared away by the Gimnasia Esgrima La Plata defender. Already, we are amongst things here in Avellaneda. Nacho, Tierno.
Yeah, I think as expected, I think it's a 4-3-3 for Racing. I can see Copetti on the right, Correa as a main striker, and Chancalay on the left. So forget about that 4-2-3-1 that we were discussing. It's definitely a 4-3-3.
So Racing once again attacking down the right flank. Now we're going a bit more central, picked up in the midfield. They'll drop pass, looking for options. Copetti's in the area. He's gone to ground, and that will be a corner kick. Enzo Copetti, think he wants a little bit more. Absolutely nothing given from our match official. So first corner kick of the game to come in. Racing coming in after that, obviously, that defeat in the midweek to Sao Paulo, 3-1 in the Copa Libertadores. But coming in after a 0-0 draw away to Vélez Sarsfield last time. Your thoughts on that in a moment. Nacho is Chancalay about to whip in this corner kick. Comes in, it's low at the front post, no good. Shot on goal, blocked. And that is going to be just about dealt with by Gimnasia. As that stinked over the top. We'll come over to you in a moment, but Pichud, he's got some defending to do. Being attacked by... It was Insua Alade. Now Racing trying to, again, get things going down the right-hand side. Lovely dink pass picked up by Chancalay. That was Copetti. Copetti still bombing forward into the area, headed away. So far, a positive start from Racing, Nacho.
Yeah, a very positive start. I think the team started the first 3 minutes of the game putting a lot of pressure on Gimnasia, trying a couple of balls to Copetti, probably with all his strength and power there. It looks like Racing started the game on the front foot, which is good to see.
But Racing playing out of the defence right now. Just slowly making things happen down the right-hand side. A little bit of a lull after a very lively start. So, Nacho, why don't you tell us about what you made of the game with Vélez last time?
I think it was a very quiet first half for Racing. I think Vélez dominated the first half. I think there was some improvement in the second half. The team pressed Vélez a little bit better. That pressing worked quite well. And I think Racing had a couple of decent chances. But I think the draw was probably the most fair result. I think Vélez dominated the first half. Racing was definitely the best side on the second one. None of the teams were good enough, created enough chances. I think it was a fair draw, as I said.
So Racing trying to make things happen down the left-hand side, but it has been dropped back off to Mauricio Martinez, who, well, I mean, since he's returned from injury, he's become a real mainstay in this Racing side. Very versatile player. So it's down the left. It's with Mena. And again, just probing, looking for options. Gimnasia packing out the defence. And do you think this is something that we're going to see quite a lot throughout the game today, Nacho?
Yeah, I think Gimnasia are very happy to sit deep, wait for that mistake from Racing and try to catch Racing out in a counter attack. I think this is what we are going to see. I think Racing need to be patient. I think Racing need to move the ball around so that Gimnasia gets tired and then spaces keep appearing. And I think that it will be key to find some space for Chancalay in particular, which is the most efficient striker that Racing has on the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, what have you made of Chancalay? Like I said in the show open, I think he's been fantastic. I've absolutely loved watching him play. But how have you enjoyed him? How have you experienced him?
I think by far has been the best signing of the season. I think he's a player who has a lot of potential. His shooting is really, really good. He's quick. He's very direct. He makes mistakes because he's very direct at the same time, but he's that kind of player that can create chances without too much help from their teammates. So in matches that are close or in matches where things are not going well, he might be the key to unlock those matches. As I say, I think that's where Racing has its best player at the moment. So we should try to create space for him on the left.
Gary Arias having a conversation there with the coaching staff as we have another corner from the right. It will be Chancalay to play it into the area. It's played high to the back of the box, and that's been hooked away well by Gimnasia Esgrima Plata. Pichud at the back to head it on forward. That's been intercepted, though. They all look to break from this crossfield ball from Gimnasia, but they're not able to capitalize this time. It's still probing away down the right, but that's going to trickle out of play. Racing throwing deep in their own territory.
I think this is what I was saying about Gimnasia, right? They will try to get this kind of counter attack coming out really, really quickly after Racing gives the balls away, because Racing will be playing a very high line. So I think there's some job to do there for Dominguez and Sigali. They need to pay special attention on those moves from the Gimnasia strikers.
Now, for me, where Racing have just been is one of the toughest places on the football pitch. You got a throw in right in your own area, and you're just hemmed in by a number of, in our case right now, blue shirts with that white sash, that famous white, well, not sash, but white hoop. White shorts, white socks, as Racing come down the left-hand side. It's Chancalay. He's got a runner with him, but he takes it alone. Set up for the shot. Oh, in fact, that wasn't Chancalay. My apologies. That was Correa. And that's been deflected out for a Gimnasia throw.
I think they swapped sides. I think Chancalay is now on the right and Correa is on the left and Copetti is in the middle, but that might be something temporary. I think it might be just because they were tracking back. But I think they're going back to normal. I think Correa is going back to the main striker position. So
Gimnasia trying to break down the left-hand side. In fact, they have. But Pichoud, no, it wasn't Pichoud. I think Pichoud initially held him up. There was a mixture of him and Sigali get that cleared. Lovely dinked pass out to the left there. Ball in. Headed away again. That is Sigali. Oh, that's a high, wide, and not particularly handsome effort.
From Mansilla?
That's, yes. That was not the one that time. Again, Racing started positively, but yeah, I mean, yet to register a meaningful effort on goal. Same for Gimnasia, as that's a header or cross has been intercepted. Martinez. Neri Dominguez gives it out wide to Eugenio Mena. It's been dropped off for him. And a bit of a miscommunication there between Piatti and Mena. Did you notice that Melli has returned?
Yeah, he did. He returned from his loan spell in Israel. And I think initially they tried to find another team for him, but there's no takers. So today is basically the first day he's been part of the squad. And I'm not sure he's on the bench, but he was definitely on the squad on the list for today.
He is listed on the bench, wearing number 31, according to our friends at Promiedos. So that was something that, like you say, he was in the concentration. He's got the squad with the squad number of 31. I mean, this will be his first game for Racing in 2 years.
I think his last match was against Colón with Coudet in, I'm going to say, December 2017, if I remember correctly.
So that would have been... the Martinez's last game where he hit the post a couple of times? Lautaro?
Was it Martinez? Yeah, I think it was Martinez's last match. You are correct. I think he played one more match in the Libertadores against Cruzeiro, maybe. So I think... So it wasn't December, so it was probably March 2018, more or less.
Ignacio Piatti just getting a bit of attention. Had a ball hoofed into his midriff. He'll be all right. The 36-year-old, he's been through worse scrapes than that. How have you found the addition of Ignacio Piatti?
I think he has been doing quite well for Racing. I think he's a very talented player, and of course he's 36, and his better years are gone, especially from a fitness point of view. You can see his touch is still there. His passing is good. He's tactically very organized. I think he has brought something to the team that, of course, since Saracho left, we haven't been able to properly replace Saracho. But Piatti has brought to the team at least part of the job for which Saracho was important. But as I say, Saracho was a young player, a lot of fitness, a lot of running. And you can't compare one to the other. But football-wise, I think his passing is good, his touch is good. He has scored a couple of good goals for Racing as well.
Yeah, storied career. Former Gimnasia Esgrima de Plata player from 07 to 09.
Correct.
81 appearances for the club, 10 goals. He has got off the mark for Racing so far this season. We are talking, there's not heaps going on right now in the game. Bit of a midfield duel. Oh, that's a great ball through to Copetti. Played out wide right, it's Chancalay. Chancalai's in the area. He's stood up by Mansisha, and that slowed things down. That's good defending as Martinez goes for a ranged effort, and that's not going to challenge anybody.
So far, Racing have found those passes to Copetti in a couple of occasions. So interesting to see if they keep insisting with that move. Copetti is quick, is strong, but he's a striker that needs a lot of space. He's not good when there's not too much space like today. But making those runs and finding those passes, especially from Neri, in between the lines could be important.
Yeah, absolutely tremendous through ball from Neri Dominguez as Coronel heads back to Rey, the Gimnasia goalkeeper.
It looks like Darren. It looks like Racing is switching to a 4-4-2 with Chancalay on the right, Piatti on the left, Martinez and Moreno split in the center of the park, and Correa and Copetti as main strikers. So it looks like it's becoming a more 4-4-2 in some moments of the game.
Now, what do you think has spurred that change?
Probably Copetti is more efficient as a second striker than on one of the wings. I guess that might be the key driver for that decision. So yeah, definitely Piatti is now on the left wing. He cuts inside quite a lot, while Chancalay stays wide. But you can see Correa and Copetti sharing the attack. So yeah, definitely a 4-4-2 now.
So Guerrero Meta attacking down the wing for Gimnasia Esgrima de Plata. He was denied by some solid defending by Eugenio Mena. There's been a foul that will go the way of Racing. Chancalay looked like he caught a bit of an elbow, though he's not standing it at all. Racing get quickly back underway. It's with Neri Dominguez. Eugenio Mena at the left-back position. Racing trying to, again, make things happen. Let us know what you make of what is happening. Get your comments in, and we will read them or at least show them on the broadcast. Certainly love to hear what you have to say. Currently 0-0, 15 minutes, 40 seconds gone in the first half. And here's an opportunity for Gimnasia, as that isn't being cleared at all. And that's been struck towards goal. It was always Rising Garcia. It was with the attempt. Nicholas Contin is looking a little bit dangerous in the hole. And a real snapshot from Garcia, who, yeah, he looked like he's playing up with Contin as a bit of a 2 up top as well. Nacho.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out Gimnasia's shape at the moment. I think it's as you say, it's definitely Garcia trying to link game with Contin. I think Garcia is slightly on the right, not on the left, as we thought he was going to be. But in some occasions, like now, he's also playing as a second striker. So it's looking like over two. No, it's fine. It's either a 5-4-1 or a 5-3-2, depending on what Garcia's moves are for Gimnasia.
So we have comments in the chat. Nacho, they are on screen for you right now. They are a bit more your realm than mine at this point.
Yeah, I think it's someone advertising their app, to be honest.
Good for them.
We can skip that one.
David, good stuff.
Oh, and Jose Dos Santos is saying a massive hug for you from Buenos Aires. Come on, Academia. Thank you, Jose. A big abrazo for you too from London. I'm from Cambridge. That's where Darren is based.
That's where I am. Hugs for everybody. As Gabi Arias is just unable to keep that out from going out for a corner kick. So it will be Gimnasia's first corner of the game. Didn't need to be conceded for me. Just a little bit of a sloppy breakdown at the back. And we've seen that all too often over the past 2 years.
Yeah, and also Arias, I think, missed kicking as well. So it was a bit of a miscommunication, back pass being accurate, and then Arias missed kicking it.
Again, it's that man again, Nicolas Contin, involved. That's a high ball to the back. But a Racing player, I think that's Dominguez, down, fouled. So the first corner kick of the game for Gimnasia, it comes to nothing. I think it was Maximiliano Coronel, the offending player. We will get to, in fact, Enzo Copetti's down right now. That is not something that anybody wants to see.
Yeah,
we have more comments.
Another Mauro De Biasi is sending more abrazos, more hugs from Longchamp, Buenos Aires. Another Racing fan that is following us. Un abrazo, Mauro, para vos también.
This is not looking good for Enzo Copetti. He's running and it looks like something's just gone bang in his foot or his ankle. He's getting some spray on it right now. Hopefully this is nothing more than just, I don't even know what that could be, because when you see a player just not even sprinting, just running, and then they pull up like that, I mean, immediately we've got Tvitanic and Licha up, about to start warming up. So, serious moment for Enzo Copetti and for Racing. Copetti, of course, on loan from a Division 2 team, from a Primera B Nacional team. He's done fantastically.
I think he has done well. I think he started really well and then dropped his level a little bit. But against Sao Paulo, he was good. He scored a really nice goal.
He is back in amongst things as the Racing trying to press forward, looking for that first goal. We've played 20 minutes, 14 seconds here in Avellaneda. Racing Club 0, Gimnasia de Esgrima de Plata 0 in the second round of the Argentine Primera. You're going to have to give us the official name of the tournament, Nacho.
Liga Profesional de Fútbol.
Thank you very much. The LPF.
I don't blame you. It changed every 2-3 years. So it's difficult to keep track.
Does this year not have a... Because like last season was the Diego Armando Maradona. We had... I forget what tournament, which one we won back in 2014, but that had a specific name as well, I think.
Superliga. Well, this would be the equivalent of the Superliga, right? This is the league competition. Yeah. The Maradona was a domestic cup, which you can say there's what we call a league cup. And then we have the Copa Argentina, which involves not only teams from the first division, from across all the professional divisions and tiers from the Argentine football.
So Matthias Perez Garcia clattered a little bit there by Mena. So that was a free kick to Gimnasia, but it's currently just being knocked around their defenders. As Racing, they're pressing, but they're pressing as individuals right now. They're not hunting in packs at this time. No real need to. That ball's gone out of play for a throw-in for Racing on the far side, the Racing right. As the evergreen Ivan Alexis Pichut, or Cafu 4, as he's better known in these parts.
Let's remember the reason why Cafu Pichut is playing today. Unfortunately, Esqueloto suffered a really bad injury. Over to you, Darren.
That's a great ball into the area by Mena, but by Piatti. But nobody on the end of it. Good run down the left by Racing. But straight away, Gimnasia are on the attack themselves, the counter-attack. That's going to be Geramotta. Geramotta gets a good ball across again, but nobody on the end of it. I think he's claiming he was fouled. Play on. That ball has been kept alive by Racing. And now we're attacking down the left-hand side. A big collision. And that's going to be Gimnasia free kick on halfway.
Yeah, I was saying that, and that Schelotto did his ACL. So he will be out for 6 months. I mean, and for a player of his age, he was already struggling fitness-wise. So I'm not sure how that's going to impact his future, unfortunately. And then
I feel that's the second time in a couple of seasons. I think he injured. He did his ACL in Kievo. I don't know which leg that was at the time, but
it's a horrible injury that is never good for any player. And then Fabricio Dominguez was meant to start, but I think that he suffered from some temperature today, so he had to pull out as well. So Pichut is basically the third option for today on the right fullback position. Cáceres played during the week, but he's probably I know that Pizzi likes to rotate fullback quite a lot. Except
Mena on the left crosses into the hands of Ray. Sorry to cut you there.
Absolutely fine. As I say, Pizzi normally rotates the right back position, so that's the reason why Pichut is playing today.
I mean, I'm never going to complain about seeing Ivan Alexis Pichut so far. Done everything that has been asked of him. Does not have the armband. That is Gabi Arias's domain right now. Though I believe Licha is listed as the club captain officially once again.
Yeah, probably. Followed by arguably Pichut, but Pichut has that tendency sometimes to give the captain arm away. He did it before with Neri Dominguez, for example. So he probably gave it to Arias, who has been our captain when Pichut wasn't on the pitch. And the other guy I would assume could be the captain is Sigali.
I think that was Pichut who's just lost possession. He was in a very odd position for him, in a sort of central attacking midfield position, as Gimnasia are trying to make things happen. Continue again. He's looking like the danger man. Hands off to Garcia. It's now on the left. Insurralde. I do apologize if I'm doing a gruesome job on his name. As Gimnasia trying to make things happen, but they're forced back once more. It's with Morales at the right back position. Played long forward. Garcia won't be able to get there. Heavy touch from Contin. And that's going to run through to Gabi Arias. 26 minutes on the dot. Thank you, as always. If you're listening to this, you can, of course, watch. If you have Fanatiz or some other slightly less on the level ways of watching along with us, don't forget, Racing Club UK podcast will be returning on a more regular basis than we have been moving forward. So make sure that you follow us on all the social medias so that you know when we go live. And especially important to follow us on YouTube and on Facebook and have the bell icon on so that you know every time we go live, you can be right there with us.
That was a bad tackle. Bad tackle from who was it? Was it Meluso? I think Meluso on
I think
Dominguez.
I think so. That would make sense.
Or Miranda. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't think it certainly wasn't one of their main attacking threats right now. Could have been the youngster Miranda, just 21 years old, as is Gimansia, but I feel like I've been watching him play for a while now. I could be mistaking him with another Gimansia.
No, he used to play for Union. You're correct.
I remember well. As Piatti concedes a foul on Meshuso. And the last couple of minutes, the air's rather been taken out of this game. Is that Racing not finding their feet, not clicking well, or is that Gimnasia just doing a real good job of containing Racing?
I think Racing started, as I say, on the front foot, but then I think Gimnasia has been able to control a little bit better. I think that they are now not sitting that deep. I think the match is being played midfield. It's becoming a little bit scrappy, a very scrappy game, and Racing struggling to pass the ball quickly, move the ball around. It's probably the worst part of the game for Racing so far.
That's another attempt at a killer ball through. Has been intercepted in Gimnasia, making a break through the middle. So not a lot of options now. It's gone out to the right flank. Gimansia whips the ball in, but that's been headed away. Picked up in the midfield now by Mansisha. Gimnasia on the left. Copetti right back, tracking back, headed away well. That was Sigali getting that clear. Piatti dropping it back to Martinez. And now it's Eugenio Mena, who's got space ahead of him. Looks up, but he's looking for the pass. Again, it's relatively tidy stuff right there from Racing, but very little tempo in their play right now. 29 minutes, 20 seconds gone in the first half. Chankalai finds Mena. Mena's in the area on the left wing. Gets the ball across. Oh, can't quite reach it with the header. And that's going to run all the way across for Gimnasia throw in. But that was the best opportunity either side has seen all game long. A wonderfully weighted first time ball. Just. Correa couldn't quite reach it.
Yeah, it was Racing's best move of the match so far. I think Chankalai found some space. Good run from Mena, who is normally a really handy player on the left, especially making those runs. He managed to put a really nice cross. Unfortunately, Correa couldn't make contact with the ball, but it was from a collective point of view, it was Racing's best move so far.
So it's back with Mena again. He's got runners ahead of him. Chankalai comes to collect. Well challenged. Out of play. That's Garcia making things happen on both ends for Gimnasia. That's a heavy touch, but he's done very, very well there. Correa. Shots on. Shots blocked. And it was Pichoud going for a spectacular effort. A Wade-esque with that attempt. And now Gimnasia are able to get a foot on it in the midfield. But Contin was not able to pick it up that time. Mena with a good bit of defending as the flag is raised.
It looks like Piatti and Chankalai have swapped sides again. I think we can see Piatti on the right now, or from the right to the middle, and Chankalai on the left.
So Racing 0, Gimnasia Esgrima La Plata 0 after 31.5 minutes in Avellaneda. Of course, winter in Argentina right now. Nacho, what's the temperatures going to be like over there? I'm seeing a lot of
don't know.
thunderstorms.
I think it's quite a cold winter for Argentina, for Buenos Aires at this moment. Not extremely cold, but I think the average temperature. I heard people saying that the average temperature was lower than usual, but probably 10 degrees or something like that.
Man is in the area, gets the ball in. That's going to be a Racing corner. And as Mankisha, he's getting a hand up. Thought he was calling for assistance there. Let's see that again. Very nice out ball from Mena. Again, a one-time pass. I think that was from Chankalai on the left. Chankalai trying to get
and again, I think Chankalai on the left creates space for Mena. So we can see that partnership working much better than when Chankalai is on the right. I can see why Piatti is now on the right, because Chankalai and Mena are combining better. And it looks like, over to you.
So corner in, dealt with eventually by Gimnasia. Esgrima La Plata in the midfield now. As Contin is running ahead. Wants it back, he gets it in Soralde. But a sea of Racing shirts there holding him up, but still they're able to get their passes away. Gimnasia, they still retain possession, but that is a sloppy ball over the top. And that will be easily handled by Dominguez. As Martinez to Mena. And that's just going to be passed around again between the defenders as the Racing look to mount another attack just over the halfway. Slow build up. 33 minutes gone. Chankalai looking for that killer ball. And that's not been dealt with at all well by Fratta. But that's going to be Gimnasia throw in. Nacho.
Yeah, I think that's the more questionable side of Chankalai's game is when his decision making sometimes is not right. There was no need to play that long ball into the penalty box. The chances of winning that with three centre backs against Correa were really slim. But I think what we are seeing in the last 5 minutes is Racing dominating possession again. I think Gimnasia went back to sitting really deep and waiting to see what Racing does with the ball. And as I say, it looks like the best chances are coming from the left wing, the left side of the pitch with Mena and Chankalai.
Trying to force the issue there a little bit, Chankalai. It's a, how would you call it? Impatience.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
From the 22-year-old. As that's an interesting crossfield ball, a bit of a hospital pass, as we would say in the rugby world. But Racing retain possession. Piatti on the right. Okay, neat passing, but it's not going forward right now. That's a wonderful through ball to Copetti. Dinked back to Mena, who will just get there, and that is going to be it's a goal kick. Very good defending, Geremeta.
I think what we saw there from Copetti is the part of his game where I think he needs to improve and develop. When there's no space, he struggles because he cannot use his speed, he cannot use his power. I think he struggles to do stuff, to generate positive stuff when there is too much space. And I'm quite keen to see if Lisandro offers something. I know he's not probably fit to play more than 20 minutes, but it would be interesting to see if the way the game is going, it's probably a more suitable game for a striker like Lisandro, who can generate things with almost no space.
He's not a finesse player. I think that's fair to say, Enzo Copetti.
Okay. I think you put it fantastically there.
He's got. Do you know what he's got a bit about? He's got a bit of the nightclub Nunez, discoteca Nunez about him.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. I think that he's that kind of striker.
Which I like that, but not a player for every occasion. But I think they certainly have a vital role in the sport still, as Martinez on the right side. Still Martinez. I'm not too sure where he's going to go from here. They have to retreat back along the sideline. They do well to keep it in play. Contin just playing a slightly high press. And that sends it all the way over to Mena on the left. Ooh, no. In fact, Dominguez thinks, now just give that to Sigali at the centre-back position. So Racing looking to probe the right-hand side now for the first time in any meaningful sense all game long. That's been knocked out of bounds. That will be Racing throw-in, taken very quickly. Correa, that's been left to drop. Piatti tries to get it to centre. Chankalai loses possession, just gets caught under his feet. And what can Garcia do? He loses out to Mena. Mena hits the deck, but it remains a Racing ball. Copetti lets that run to Martinez. But again, all of that pace just comes right out of it. Copetti looked like he drifted offside there. We'll see what happens. Flag stays down. Mena really dove in there as Garcia gets it up to Contin. Foul given, holding. Neri Dominguez. Oh, sorry, Neri. I didn't. Since when does he have just Neri on the back of his shirt?
Yeah. I wonder whether Pizzi would put Piatti in a more central position. I feel with Moreno and Martinez, the ball is not moving quick enough.
No.
I think there's no options for Neri and Sigali there. And sometimes they force that long pass too much in between lines.
I completely agree. You know, Martinez, of course, a very fine player, brings a lot to the team, but every time he's getting the ball right now in an advanced position, the game just slows to a crawl. And, you know, it's interesting. Is there a change to be made? Does he come off? Like, is he the player you need in this sort of game right now? As Racing making a break through the middle with Chankalai. Chankalai drops it off to the right side. Ball dinked in, headed away. Who will get there? That will be Garcia of Gimnasia. As Pichoud picks up the ball in the midfield.
Fantastic.
Wonderful bit of attacking, defending.
I think he made a really good run, and that chance that it was
Pichoud, a little cheeky from Cafu 4, goes for the. Was it a cross? Was it a shot? Either way, it's a corner. As the goalkeeper, I think he's seen something, and Copetti was attacking the ball, but Pichoud now holding his knee. And that is absolutely not what we need.
Oh, no.
That is 3 right backs.
Yeah, I wonder. Is Cáceres on the bench?
Cáceres is on the bench. I will just double check. Yep, Juan Cáceres is on the bench.
Yeah,
I think he would add something different to what Pichoud is adding. Maybe getting wider, maybe getting deeper on the attack. Pichoud, you know, he likes to cut inside. As that ball is whipped in again, put right onto Ray, who punches it away confidently. But it's interesting that maybe there's a weakness there. But right now, the only weakness is Garcia cracking through Racing defenses. Ball pinged out to the left-hand side. That's with Miranda. Miranda now in the midfield. Back out to the left. That's going to be a foul, a free kick, and I suspect a yellow card. And it will be, Chankalai for his foul on, was that Meluso?
I think it was Meluso, yeah. Or Mesciuso, yeah.
Mesciuso, sorry.
No, I think the right pronunciation is Meluso, actually. He's probably an Italian name, I would say.
So, 41 minutes is taken for the first yellow card of the game. to be delivered, and it has gone to Thomas Chankalai of Racing Club de Avellaneda. So free kick, a dangerous area to the left of the penalty area, about 10 yards. About 10 yards up from the byline.
Yeah.
Roughly in line with the penalty spot over on the left wing. So dangerous position to have conceded that free kick. But Chankalai must have thought it was worth it. Ball comes in to the back post, headed into the middle of the box, but Garcia now pings it back out to the left, but not able to reach it that time is Miranda. And Racing, I think they may have got away with one ever so slightly there, because he got up at the back post pretty much unchallenged.
Yeah, it wasn't the most convincing defending from Racing. I think we got away with it. We also got away with giving a very cheap free kick. But back in controlling the game, I think Racing need to improve, especially in midfield, how they move the ball. I think we are really struggling with playing the ball in the middle of the park, and that's when it becomes very scrappy again.
And we've spoken about this now. Now, Gimnasia, they've got the ball right back with Ray, their goalkeeper. Now they're trying to move it forward again. Racing, they're drawing Racing players up the pitch, so this could be opening space for them. 2 minutes left in the first half. But what I found really interesting about that passage of play just then from Gimnasia was the pace of the passing was absolutely there. And instead of attacking with it, they just reset the game. I thought that was quite interesting.
Yeah, and Racing's pressing, as I think you mentioned this before, is like individual pressing. You can't see a systematic pressing with 2 or 3 players going at the same time. And when you do that, that opens up space for the opposition. If they move the ball quickly, they will find space behind the first line of pressing. So I think we need to be careful. I don't think Pizzi's pressing is the strongest part of this squad. But let's see.
As a free kick goes the way of Gimnasia, during that period of play, we've had the ball into the Gimnasia area, but no real conviction. There was a bit of a link up on the right-hand side between Piatti and Pichud. A nice ball played in, but to no effect, and it is now a Gimnasia free kick just on their side of the, well, I want to say the centre circle, but that isn't it. What do you call the big centre circle?
I don't know in English. I don't know.
Forgive me, but
no, in Spanish it's definitely the central circle. Like, but I don't know in English. You caught me out on that one.
The central circle. We will have to do a bit of Googling, because obviously I've been watching football in English and Welsh and Spanish for 30 years. However, I've never had to mention that by name before. 1 minute added on. We are into that 1 minute added on. And again, a little bit of slightly blasé defending from Racing. Paid with a goal kick, so no harm, no foul. But it was a little bit of a risky moment. We've seen goals conceded like that before, as that's a booming goal kick from Arias. But again, Racing struggling to clear. Garcia causing problems again. It's back with Gabi Arias. 15 seconds left in the first half, or the additional time in the first half. And it's just a little bit of head tennis being played between the two teams right now. As that will do it. The end of the first half, and it is Racing Club de Avellaneda 0, Gimnasia y Esgrima de Plata 0. Your thoughts, Nacho, Tierno?
Well, I think Gimnasia is getting what they want. I think they've managed to disrupt Racing's system, but I think also Racing, it's probably a team to blame for their own limitations because, as I say, I think in midfield the ball is not being moved quickly, naturally, and that put a lot of pressure on the centre backs. And we know Sigali and Neri have that ability to play out from the back, play those passes between the lines, but use that as your main weapon. It's difficult because, of course, Gimnasia will defend that pass between the lines. I definitely think Pizzi needs to rethink about that partnership in midfield. I think Moreno and Martinez are not combining well. I think a solution needs to be brought into the second half to improve the passing and to move the ball quicker and in a more clear way.
I think I completely agree with your analysis that the passing has been quite slow at times. Thinking about Martinez and how, I think he's a fine player. I think he brings a lot to the team, but there have been times in this game today in the attacking third where he's got the ball and that's it. I stopped speaking because that's exactly what stopped happening on the pitch.
And I think that could be the main reason why Martinez originally he started his career as a centre mid, and then he under Coudet in Rosario Central he was converted into a centre back. So I wonder whether Coudet saw something there, and so Martinez didn't have the right type of game to be that kind of defensive centre mid that Coudet likes to play, like for example Marcelo Diaz. While his power and his physicality can be used better in the centre back position. However, because Racing has been struggling to replace Diaz, now he's gone to Libertad, but before when he was injured, I think Pizzi was forced to put Martinez back in the centre mid position, defensive centre mid position. And I don't think he has been. I don't think he is the solution. I don't think he is the long-term solution.
No, not in the midfield. I think in defence, I think that's where I would personally prefer to see him being played these days.
He actually played there against Sao Paulo. Both legs away at Brazil and sorry, not the other day, but away at Brazil we play with Fai at the back. So Pizzi has been trying to find a place for him in which he performed best. But as I say, there's an urgency, and at the moment I feel Racing is a very unbalanced squad, in particular in two areas of the pitch which are quite important. One is the defensive centre mid position, or what we call the number 5 in Argentina, and the other one is the striker position. I think we lack of a striker that can score. Lisandro and Zitanich are proven great goal scorers, but they are aging and they are not able to play 90 minutes. So those are two positions we haven't replaced, and I think we are paying the price for that lack of recruitment.
And you mentioned him already, I think, Melgarejo. What's his departure mean?
It's an interesting one. I think I personally think he was a very good player under a certain type of game and system. For example, with Becasese, and I think he was Becasese's top scorer actually. And Damian from USA is saying hello. So we have also an Argentinian based in the US in the audience. And he's saying it's a beautiful country, or he might think that we are based in the US. I don't know.
If you think we're based in the US, we are not. We are based in, Nacho is in London. I am in Cambridge, in the south of England. I call it south.
So Melgarejo, I think there was a combination of Pizzi, not the type of player he likes. I don't know why. I think he's a very good player and he can score, and he gets into really good scoring position.
He can score.
Yeah. And I wonder whether there was some political thing going on. I think Melgarejo is one of those players recruited by Milito and the technical area that Milito used to lead. So I wonder whether there was a political decision to stop his contract. He, cost reasons as well. He was probably quite in a high salary. I think there were some decisions made on the payroll, especially with Marcelo Diaz, Melgarejo, players that they were probably quite big salaries, and because of the crisis and probably some political position as well, the decision was to allow them to leave.
Couple of other players who have left. Obviously, Licha Lopez has come back. But Juan Pitinho left. Rodrigo Schlegel, I'm sure we spoke about this previous. Oh, yeah, of course we did, because he's been gone ages. And David Barbona formerly left the club now. What do you... forgive me if Barbona or Pitinho were a little bit of a while ago, but, we haven't discussed those departures.
I think Patiño has been on loan for quite a long time in Paraguay, and I think it's quite rated in that country, and I think it was Cerro Porteño who executed the option to buy him. So he's gone now. Barbona, I think it was a similar case to Miranda, so it was a loan with an obligation to buy. So we always knew Barbona was not coming back, in the same way that Miranda, although he was on loan in the beginning, after 6 matches, I think there was an obligation for Racing to buy him. But definitely the exits of Melgarejo and Chelo Diaz are the ones that have impacted the squad. From different perspective, Melgarejo, I think he should have been in the starting 11 without any doubt. Marcelo Diaz, his injuries stopped his. I think his influence in the team on the pitch was not that big because of in the last 6 months because of his injury. But I think he was quite an important guy in the squad.
Well, when we spoke to Natalie Juncos, she spoke about how he was one of the key guys that got involved with the women's program, and it sounded like he was just, like you say, a big part of the overall squad.
Yeah, and I think he was. And as I say, he had a fantastic 2 years for Racing. I think he's the best centre mid I ever seen wearing the Racing shirt. He was absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, aging and injuries were there in especially in the last year or so. But I think we need to keep the great memories and what he did for the team. He was such a pivotal part when we won the league that I think we would always be happy with him being part of the Racing family, even though he's now playing for Libertad.
No, very, very, I've got nothing but positive memories and positive thoughts of his impact with Racing. Damian Robles says, "Oh, Cambridge, England. Sorry, hello. Hi. No worries. Don't worry about it." So, what's next for Racing? Who are we playing next time out?
Tuesday against Gagos Aldosivi.
I don't love that. I didn't like playing them last season or during the tournament. What do we think about Tuesday against Gagos Aldosivi?
Well, I think I don't know. This Racing team is very unpredictable. Very, very unpredictable. I think that this team really struggled at the moment is really struggling to generate chances, and that is a problem against any teams, against strong teams and against weak teams. Aldosivi is arguably not one of the strongest teams in the division, but when you don't create chances, when you don't play good football, then teams. You're allowing teams to sit back and hit you in the counter-attack quite easily. So I don't know. It's a very unpredictable team. And what I think is there's some limitations Not only when I say we don't have a number 9, we don't have a striker that can score. I think the system Pizzi hasn't been able to put a team together that can create chances and play progressive football, and I think that's where the big problem lies at the moment.
So Aldosivi, they won on Friday night. They beat Platense 1-0. A goal in the second half from Lautaro Guzman. Let's just go through the rest of the games in this round. Feccia dos, the second round of action in this season's Liga Football, Liga de LPF, Liga Profesional del Football. Is that right?
Profesional del Football, yeah, that's good.
Fabulous. So Atletico Tucumán, they took the 1-0 win against Huracan. Carreira getting the goal there, 1-0 victory, kicking us off for the round. And then Platense, like we said, going down 1-0 at home to Aldosivi. Now, this sounds like an absolute corker of a game. Earlier today, Colón won Farias from the penalty spot. And that was as good as it got for them. They were defeated 4-1 by Lanús. And was it 2 goals from Sand, Gonzalez and Lopez also getting on the score sheet for Lanús. So they currently sit atop the top of the league standings, 6 points from the 2 games. San Lorenzo beat Central de Cordoba. They ended the game on 10 men, as did Colón, as did Tucumán. Sabesha with the goal for San Lorenzo. Of course, here in Avellaneda, we're tied 0-0 against Gimnasia Esgrima de Plata. We'll be back with second half action in a couple of moments. Nacho is making sure we don't miss a single thing. I saw that they'd taken away the tarp covering the central circle. Later this evening at 8:15 Argentine time, so that's going to be midnight for
Correct.
us in the UK. Banfield taking on Boca Juniors. Now, I'm thinking that Boca will be playing basically a youth team. Am I right in saying that, or not quite?
I don't know what the latest news are on that. The problem was that what happened in Brazil during the Copa Libertadores round of 16, second leg against Atlético Mineiro. Boca's team went to a police station, I believe. So they were accused that they broke the bubble, the one you put in place to prevent a COVID outbreak, basically. And if you break the bubble, then you are not allowed to come back straight away into the country and play without self-isolating. So I think there was an argument there that the players who were in Brazil broke the bubble and therefore need to self-isolate for, I think it's 10 days. I'm not sure what the time frame is in Argentina, but it's around that kind of thing. But there were plenty of discussions whether Boca was going to be allowed, subject to some specific, what they call a corridor, which allows you to come back into the country without self-isolating, a kind of exceptional process there. I don't know what the situation is. The latest news I read is that Boca will be playing their youth team, basically. So none of the players that were in Brazil are going to play tonight. But I haven't read any news after yesterday, so that might have changed.
Some quite shocking scenes after the game there. We're not going to get into them now. We are, in fact, going to just run through the rest of the games for this weekend. Of course, Argentine football weekend starts on a Friday, ends on a Monday. You've got to love that. Sunday's games, Defensor de Justicia taking on Godoy Cruz. Patronato taking on Sarmiento. Sarmiento Day. Is that Sarmiento de Jujuy?
Junín. Sarmiento. Yeah.
Who's Jujuy? Or Jujuy? I'm probably saying that horrendously wrong.
Jujuy.
Primera Bay team.
There's no any at the moment. There's no teams in the first division from Jujuy, which is the province of the north of Buenos Aires that it's in the border with Bolivia, basically.
Oh.
Gimnasia Esgrima de Jujuy was a team that you probably remember being in the first division for some years. And I remember making a really long trip there to see Racing, just avoiding relegation in Jujuy. a trip that I will never forget. Yeah.
The remainder of the games this weekend as players are back on the pitch, but we've got a little bit of time. Patronato, Sarmiento, Rosario Central, Vélez, Sarsfield, River Plate, the winless River Plate. They are down in 24th position, taking on Unión de Santa Fe. Estudiantes La Plata taking on Independiente. That is the headline game on Sunday, 8:15 local time. And then Monday's games, Talleres de Córdoba taking on Arsenal de Sarandí and Argentinos Juniors taking on Newell's Old Boys. And that one also 8:15 local time. So some really interesting, some slightly, dare I say, tasty matches coming up for all of us Argentine football fanatics. But now we have eyes for only one game, and that is Racing Club de Avellaneda taking on Gimnasia y Esgrima La Plata, the second half live. English language commentary brought to you by Darren Paul and Nacho Tierno of Racing Club UK podcast, and of course of the filial Londres. We are back underway for the second half.
Darren, I think there's a substitution in Gimnasia. So Brian Aleman came in, a midfielder number 10. And number 2, Guillermo Frata left the pitch, which probably means that Gimnasia is no longer playing 5 at the back. They probably are going to go back to a 4-3-1 or a 4-1-4-1. Let's see.
It's interesting. So obviously they've seen something there, looking a little bit more aggressive perhaps, but so far Racing are trying to make something happen. That is Aleman on the ball for Gimnasia, dispossessed, and Mena linking up with Chancalay on the far side, the left. Drop back to Neri. On the right side now with Ivan Alexis Pichut. Pichut whips a ball into the middle. Thought about the overhead kick. I think that was Piatti perhaps thinking about the overhead kick, but not this time. In fact, it will be Racing defenders playing it down to the right side again. Pichut knocks it back to Sigali. And it goes all the way back to Gabi Arias. Nacho, your thoughts? Also, can we just talk about the clock is at 46 minutes and hasn't reset to the 0 secondo tiempo?
That is a new thing, right?
I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. I do not approve of it.
I think I prefer it like that.
No. You spent too long over here, my friend.
Ángel Luis Kio is saying saludos desde Bahía Blanca. So saludos for you too. And Aldo Diaz is saying aguante la cadena from General San Martín, La Pampa. So people from all over Argentina watching us. I'm very pleased with that.
I'm very pleased indeed. You are all more than welcome. Thank you. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate your likes. Any comment you have, please do share it with us. All helps the conversation here about Racing Club de Avellaneda. On the left-hand side now, it is. Oh, what a fantastic tackle. That's a wonderful challenge by Sigali to dispossess Miranda. As Copetti goes for a spill.
What a great tackle from Sigali. In those actions, you see the quality of Sigali. His time as a defender is absolutely fantastic. His tackling in some occasions is absolutely top draw. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I was talking to him. Sorry, I wasn't talking to him. Sorry, I was talking about him to somebody the other day, and I was like, he gets sent off occasionally, but he is a really fantastic defender. As Chancalay is down, remains down as the referee holding his face. The referee rushing over Leandro Rey Ilfer. What happens here? Just a little love tap on the chin.
No intention.
No.
From Jerometa or Jerometa, definitely while running, he swing his arm unintentionally and hit Chancalay.
Yeah. No, absolutely nothing occurring there. And as I see Racing with FIFA on the back of their shirt, still sponsored by FIFA. It reminds me, I will be doing a live stream, charity live stream, 24 hours in a couple of weekends' time. And maybe I will play a little bit of FIFA, taking the beloved Racing Club on a little save, or maybe I'll save that and play some footy man with Racing.
Let us know, and we plug it on the Racing Club UK social media. Definitely, if it's charity, it's always a good reason. So good excuse to back us.
Trying to raise some more money for the British Heart Foundation as Racing having to defend now. Gimnasia making move down the right hand side. It was well challenged by Chankalai. But that will remain Gimnasia ball. All Gimnasia for the first 5 minutes of this second half. So far. But again, another really good challenge. But the clearing ball is intercepted by a Gimnasia player. Pichut tries to head it back with a head tennis in shoes. Oh, that's really special play from Contin, but he is dispossessed after some very nice initial footwork. And Chankalai is not going to be able to gather that ball in from Mauricio Martinez. Are you expecting... Well, sorry, let's try that again. Are you surprised that we've not seen a change yet from Juan Antonio Pizzi, the director technical for Racing?
I am, as I say, especially in midfield. But I think he will start moving his bench, especially after Aleman came in, and we are seeing some immediate impact from that substitution, because Gimnasia have been able to dominate possession now, and Racing is struggling to control the game in the way we control it in the first half, without creating too much, but controlling possession. Definitely Gimnasia switched to a 4-1-4-1, and that means that they have more people in midfield.
Pichut goes for the long distance effort. It was always cutting away from him slightly. We have seen him score from that kind of range before on that kind of effort, but that time it was not to be. In fact, my apologies, it took a deflection.
It did.
Obviously, yeah. It was bound for the back of the net had that deflection not occurred. Chankalai with the corner to the near post, and that's been flicked out of play. That will be Racing ball once more. As Coronel is not happy with that decision in the slightest.
He is asking the lineman to give him one decision in Gimnasia's favor, basically.
For the second attempt, it's gone to the back of the 6-yard box, but needs to be headed back to Ivan Alexis Pichut, whose high ball is challenged in the air. Not cleared convincingly well at all by Gimnasia. In fact, not at all, as Mena heads that, and that will go out of play for a Gimnasia throw-in. Well guarded off the ball, that man. Who was that slid in there?
I think Meluso was temporarily on the right side, although he's a left back, but that was probably because it was a set piece.
Yeah, that you are absolutely correct. It was Meluso or Meshuso. He looks a very young 23.
He looks very young.
Honestly, he could be mistaken for like a 16-year-old.
Yeah, he will be asked an ID in the UK if he tried to buy alcohol, basically.
Over here, is it 25 now? Is it challenge 25? I can't remember.
I don't know. I'm too old. I'm never asked an ID.
You're too old, and I don't drink alcohol. What a combo we are as the Racing trying to make something happen through the middle. That is a foul in a very good position for Racing. It is the youngster Melchuso. The foul on Chankalai. So this is going to be centre of goal, 35 to 40 yards out to the right of the centre. It would take quite the effort for this to be a direct shot, but a great opportunity for a good cross of the ball. Pichut wants it. I suspect Chankalai may have other ideas.
Yes. Let's see if Mauricio Martinez is usually quite good in attacking set pieces in the air. So he hasn't been able to despite some corners to enjoy one. But let's see.
So Chancalay standing over the ball, racing with plenty of men forward. Pichud acting as a decoy out on the right wing, but Thomas Chancalay has one idea and one idea only. Whips it in, back post, headed across goal, and it's nobody's attacking the second ball as whipped back in across the middle by Piatti, but that's headed away. Martinez in possession. I suspect he was offside there, and he's been dispossessed regardless. I think that was Aleman taking it away from him, but that's been well intercepted by Moreno. That was
correct. I think
and it is with Gabi Arias.
Yeah, I think Moreno did really well there, reading the game quite well.
That was again, I watch when in the UK, I watch football at typically quite a low level. Colwyn Bay in the second tier Welsh football, for example. One thing you always hear is second ball and gamble, and nobody went for the second ball, and certainly nobody was gambling. I mean, you'd be having words, you and Max Rushton, surely. On the right flank, trying to make something happen. Chancalay, too heavy with that touch. And now Gimnasia are going to look to break themselves. It is Meluso who is fouled.
Yeah, I really don't like what I'm seeing at the moment. I think Racing, as I say, lost control of the game. If there were problems in midfield in the first half, now those problems are even bigger because, as I say, I think Mesera spotted that, put Aleman in midfield, overcrowding midfield and dominating it. And our strikers are not getting the ball at all. So I think Correa.
That was nearly a very... Sorry, we've both taken a big intake of breath there. A player, I can't gather who it was, losing his footing, nearly getting kicked in the face. The Racing defender being a very sporting thing of not attacking the ball as the player's feet just go from underneath him. Gimnasia is still attacking. And that's a wonderful bit of play to the edge of the area. Ball lofted in. Well punched away by Arias, and now Racing. Can they capitalize on this breakaway? Meluso with hands in the back, but now Martinez, look forward. He finds Chancalay on the overlap. No, Chancalay, now he plays the role of spoiler, slowing things down. Pichud gives it out to Martinez on the right flank. Body's in the box to aim for. That's been headed away by Meluso. More on him in just a moment. As once again, Aleman is fouled by Sigali. I am so impressed with Meluso so far. I think he's been playing for 23 years old. He is playing such a canny game, a veteran's performance. Some of the things that he's doing, okay, the little nudge in the back, that's a bit cheeky. That's not, within the rules maybe of the game, but he's got a bit of veteran nous to him. He's quite violent. And also when he shielded the ball out of play about 5 minutes ago, he was nowhere near, but he put himself in a perfect position. I've been very, very impressed with the little things that he's doing.
I agree. I think, and if you compare the damage that Chancalay has made when playing on the right, in comparison to when Chancalay goes to the left, you can see Meluso is really dealing really well with Chancalay. So definitely has been a good player for Gimnasia today.
Absolutely, as Mena trying to make things happen with Piatti on the left-hand side now.
To put it like this, Jerometa had much more problems than Meluso today.
Absolutely. Though Jerometa, he's been probing himself. I think he's slightly more of an attacking fullback than a defensive-minded one, as that's a great ball out to Piatti, who has been cutting a bit of a frustrated figure. That's a good ball back through. No, that's been gathered up by the Gimnasia defenders. Out for a throw-in, deep in Gimnasia territory. So Racing with their best spell of the second half so far. Correa. No, not Correa. What am I saying? Moreno. Oh, Capetti! Got a touch on it. And he can't believe it. But that will be a Gimnasia throw-in goal kick, as we are going to see changes. Nacho, talk us through.
Yeah, Lisandro and Lovera coming in. it looks like I think it might be Piatti and Correa. Let me see.
Yeah, Piatti.
Definitely one is Piatti. So Correa will be on one wing and Chancalan will be on another one, I would expect. So it's a very like-for-like change there, although Lovera is much more a natural winger in comparison to Piatti.
And Correa has come off.
Correa is coming off, and Lisandro will be probably playing up front together with partnering up with Kopet.
So half an hour left in the game, 59 and a half minutes gone. Still Racing 0, Gimnasia de Esgrima La Plata 0. You're listening to live English language unofficial commentary from Racing Club UK. My name is Darren Paul. I am a professional commentator as well as the president of the Racing Club UK filial Londres, along with my co-president, Nacho Tierno, also of Racing Club UK filial Londres. He really is the beating heart of our filial. If you want to join us, get in touch in the comments to this or join us on the social medias. All the links are in the description to this broadcast. As Ivan Alexis Pichot trying to make things happen down the right-hand side. He's being stood up a little bit, but now he's drifting into the middle. Did you think in the year 2021 we would be seeing Ivan Alexis, Cafu 4 and Licha on the same pitch once again?
Not really.
I am here for it, you know that. Trying to make something happen. Lovera, his first foray into the game, concedes a foul. Bit of a blind alley run there as he fouls Garcia. Again, Garcia's gone a little bit quiet this second half. I was very impressed with him first half. As the substitution is being made, talk us through it.
So Contin is coming off. Who's coming in? So it's definitely a like-for-like substitution. Dominguez, number 39.
Alexis Dominguez into the game. I'm intrigued by that. 24-year-old Dominguez, Argentine, replacing Nicolas Contin. I was, again, very impressed by Contin first half. Second half, for all of Gimnasia coming into the game and really looking more dangerous of the two sides, he has not offered very much.
No, I think his role changed. I think in the first half, Gimnasia used Contin to hold the ball while the team was moving up the pitch, trying to because of sitting really deep. Now I think it's a different kind of job for the Gimnasia striker. As I say, they have more people in midfield. I haven't seen Dominguez. I'm not sure whether it's a more skillful player, less physical than Coutinho. But let's see.
So, long throw into the box. That is quite the wrestling match already. Dominguez showing his physicality as a player goes to ground. That is Mena, and that will be a Racing free kick. I think that was a very soft free kick as well.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's an easy free kick to get for the referees.
Yeah.
They solve a problem very quickly.
Ivan Alexis Pichot putting somebody in the spin cycle there. That was Matthias Miranda getting the Pichot treatment. As we back underway after that free kick.
Darren, I don't think it's going to. I think we're going to see Miranda on the pitch pretty quickly, probably replacing Moreno or Martinez. I think that's a natural substitution.
Talk me through that change. Why are we seeing that change, do you think, and what is that going to bring?
I think that the problems between Moreno and Moreno just gave the ball away in midfield.
In fact, I'm going to take it over. That's right. Aleman now shapes to cross it into the area, aiming for Dominguez. It just gets away from him. Dominguez applauds the effort. I thought that was a dangerous moment. I thought it was quite a nice ball from Aleman. Moreno dispossessed in the midfield. Dangerous, losing the ball and chase that Dominguez. That was a
Moreno
kept it alive.
I think Sigali's pass to Moreno or Pichot, I can't remember who passed it to Moreno. It wasn't a great pass, but it was like a really bad heavy touch from Moreno, got dispossessed, and Gimnasia had a clear chance there. I think Aleman's cross wasn't that good, but the intention was there and could have been really, really dangerous.
As Lice has gone through the back of Caras Insuarralde. So he's down receiving the healing spray to his lower back. Never a comfortable thing to happen. Having one of the most experienced footballers currently playing the sport on the planet smashing into your lower back.
And yeah, sorry, I was saying that I would expect to see Miranda replacing either Moreno or Martinez, because sorry that I keep insisting on this point, but the movement there, the passing is not good enough. So Pizzi needs to find a solution in centre mid.
Let us know what you think the solution is for centre mid, or any other comments that you have. Get them in however you're watching this in the comments below. We love to hear what you have to say, as the Racing now making things happen down the right-hand side. Chancalay crosses in, and it just goes through everybody. Lovera is going to keep it alive, though. He's got Mena on the outside. Good ball in. No, headed away. Cleared. Very nice header. But Mena is going to pick it up again. Lovera went for the overlap. That's out of play. It will be a throw into Racing. Taken quickly. Oh, was that a bit of a bad touch from Lice, or I'm not too sure what happened there. Either way, Gimnasia have possession. As I think the referee's pulled it back for a free kick. He has indeed. In the middle of the park. This is a fascinating one. I'm finding this very, very interesting. Again, Gimnasia is slowing things down now. They're taking a little bit of air out of the game. As they're probing down the right-hand side. Ooh, just Garcia gets the wrong side of Neri Dominguez, but he's not able to keep that chance alive. It's Gabi Arias to take the goal kick for Racing. Enzo Copetti stays on the field for Racing. Pujut. Oh, that was. I don't know if that was deliberately there for Chancalay.
No, it wasn't. I think it went under his foot.
That was a. I mean, that kind of thing. For me, I'm going to say, I know people aren't his, biggest fan, but uncharacteristic mistake of that nature.
Yeah, it's an uncharacteristic mistake from any professional player. I think it's very unusual to see.
As Aleman, again, very aggressive since he's come into the game, trying to make something happen down that left flank. Tries to cross the ball in, but that's out of play by the Uruguayan. But a horrible pass forward under pressure. Making their own pressure. Was that Moreno again?
No, the pressure was on Martinez. I think Moreno did really, really well to cover Martinez. I think it wasn't Martinez's fault. I think the pass from Sigali was not great, not good enough.
And another sloppy pass by Moreno, picked up by Garcia in the midfield for Gimnasia Esgrima Plata. They're trying to make something happen this time again down the right-hand side. Eugenio Mena says absolutely not. Now it's up with Copetti. But again, heavy touch. Copetti thinks he's fouled. There's been a lot of shirt pulling in that. The referee's swallowed his whistle for the moment, letting them play it through. Garcia sends through Melucho. And now it's into the area. Drop back. Gimnasia still in possession. Aleman dispossessed. And now Copetti. Copetti has room to run. He's got players crowding him. He's fouled. I expect we'll see a yellow card there.
That has to be a booking.
Interesting you say that.
What?
I don't know. Yeah, that's fair. He's
I
do agree. He's pulled him back.
Yeah, and it's stopping a potential chance, right? So it an intention about a foul to disrupt.
Yeah. It was a very deliberate act by Gimansia.
Yeah, exactly.
It's what I have always called an Argentine foul, as Lovera gets into the area, top of the box to Chancalay, whose effort is blocked. I think that was by Meshuso.
Yeah, great block from Mesuso. Really, really good.
As we see Gimansia again, he of that yellow card fame. Like I was saying, I have often referred to that as an Argentine foul. That, there's a breakaway. I'm just going to hug you. Yellow card. We move on.
I think Miranda is coming in as I predicted. I want to see whether it's Martinez or Moreno.
I would say Moreno, just based on what we've seen over the last little bit. He's had good moments, but he's had some really sloppy moments as well. But then again, Martinez, that pace issue that we've been talking about in terms of moving the ball, as Copetti. Again, a heavy touch there under pressure. And now it's a Gimnasia ball. Referee waves play on, though. Did look like it bounced up, hit the player in the hand, but completely unintentional. It's just part of his running motion as we play on. Licha, great bit of defending. Martinez, he's got runners ahead of him. He finds Chancalay. That's too heavy a pass. Really good defending. Oof. And then a bit of a block off the ball there by the defender. That's Maximiliano Coronel, the captain of Gimnasia de Esgrima La Plata. Something that we may expect to see in Aussie rules, not so much football. But this is working out well for Gimnasia. They're able to attack now. Aleman goes for the long shot. And I'm not seeing much point in that.
No, but he has in his repertoire. I think he's really good at shooting from distance. So I can see why he tried that.
It is Martinez.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you're our touchline correspondent. Talk us through it.
Yeah, Martinez coming off, Miranda coming in. I'm going to say that probably between Miranda and Moreno, I think Moreno is going to sit a little bit deeper, I would expect. And yeah, we are seeing that already.
As we see a substitution, Stanislao Jara is in, replacing Matias Perez Garcia, who is 36 years old.
Correct.
Holy boats. Wow. You could have given me a billion chances at guessing his age. I would have said 20s.
No, he has been playing for a lot of years.
I know. As Licha chest out to Copetti goes to ground. Nothing given. He wants the penalty.
Really?
Nacho Tierno. Let's hear what you have to say.
I'm not sure about that. I mean, I go with the referee decision, to be fair, but it looked like Copetti got there before the defender and he got fouled, but maybe not.
Pichud tries to put the ball in after Racing very sensibly get play back underway. No faffing about. The ball went out and they quickly played it back in. Let's see this incident again. That's a penalty.
That's a
penalty. Yeah. Firstly, a Ronaldinho-esque chest from Licha. And then Copetti is completely taken out by Coronel. Corner comes in. It's a goal! No, it's been cleared off the line. What an incredible clearance by one of the Gimnasia defenders. It was flicked onto the back post. It was goal-bound all the way, but a tremendous bit of defending. And we will have a bit more details after we see a replay. What an incredible passage of play. Racing are that close to being in front. It is still 0-0. Pichud has it in the area now. Gets the ball, and that will be another corner kick. And who had that corner kick? I don't think it was Chancalay that time.
I think it was Copetti.
That was incredible. Nacho, if we see a replay, talk us through it.
Yeah, I think Copetti made a run into the near post. A classic Copetti move in corner kick. He's quite good at doing that. And it was Copetti indeed.
Coronel with the clearance off the line, really fantastic as Neri Dominguez following it in.
He didn't make fantastic contact, but the header was good enough. Unfortunately, didn't have the pace and allow the defender to get back and just kick it when it was going to cross the line. But
Lovera with it in, as there's a bit of a tumble to earth, and that's always going to go the way of the defending team, as we've got a little bit of afters. I don't understand how that's a free kick against Racing in that instance. As we see it again. Ooh, do you know what? Was it going in?
No, I don't think it was going in.
I don't think it was going in.
But I think Neri was probably there too.
Oh, Neri was definitely there.
Yeah, he was there for the tapping. But
what did we say earlier? We said gamble. We said second ball, and he was gambling. He was attacking the back post, ready for that ball. I'm not too sure if Copetti even touched it.
I think he did. I think he got a small touch and changed the trajectory of the ball a little bit, but it wasn't going in. I agree.
That's a very heavy touch. Has Pichud scrambling, and instead it is now Gimnasia ball. Again, it's been those little moments that have undone Racing at times, because that could have been a good opportunity, but the pass to him was not the one. As Dominguez that's going to be a free kick right on the edge of the area. So that was Alexis Dominguez getting absolutely clattered, and now the Racing defenders having a word, but he got the wrong side of everybody. Sigali with a shove. Well, if it's not given, it's not been given as a penalty yet. Do we have VAR?
No, we don't have VAR, so it won't get. The decision will stand.
So two non-penalties in this match already.
I think it was a penalty.
Oh, he's in the area as it occurs.
Definitely a penalty. But let's be honest, this is a really good opportunity for Aleman, who is very good on free kicks. So still very dangerous.
So it's looking like Aleman to take it. Is right on the edge of the area, very central of goal as well, as the referee is wanting the Racing players to bring that wall back. So a huge moment in this game. 76 minutes into it. Gimnasia are holding Racing 0-0 as it stands here in Avellaneda, El Cilindro. Arias really trying to get that wall set up. In fact, it's not as central as I thought. It's to the left of the left-hand post from the taker's point of view. And that's been blocked by his own man. Oh, my goodness. So close on the volley back. But what a strange thing. That looks like it's hit Dominguez. It has. And it's been volleyed across goal by Matías Miranda. Is that deliberate? That looks like a set play.
No, it wasn't, but I mean, it's quite funny.
If they don't claim that as a set piece, it's like, oh, yeah, we meant to do that.
Yeah,
we're absolutely missing the trick. That is, I've never seen anything like that before in my life. As Copetti battles hard, gets that flick on. Licha not able to get there to it, not quite in position for him. Copetti again battling in the air now. Licha gets back onside. But Chancalay not able to win it that time, and now looking to break is Gimnasia Esgrima de Plata. It's with Miranda. Matías Miranda sent backwards. And now Racing starting to think about pressing in duos and pairs and starting to hunt in packs just a little bit more. It's on the left with Mashuso. Good running there, Chancalay, as we're getting ready for another Racing substitution. Next time dead.
Is Cáceres probably for Pichud? I think that's it for Pichud today.
In fact, we are going to see. Nope, it will be next time. So Nacho, be ready.
Yeah, I think it's another like-for-like change, and Cáceres will give us a more attacking option in comparison to Pichud, probably. Cáceres has been doing really well. He's definitely our first and best right back. Let's see. But I'm a big fan of Cáceres. I really like the way he plays.
So Cáceres into the game. 11 minutes to go for the youngster to make an impact. Just 21 years of age. Replaces Ivan Alexis Pichut as Aleman goes to ground about 4 times. Retains possession each time, except for the last. Now Racing. We're going to see it with Cáceres for the first time. A long ball forward. Copetti. Header. That was a really good ball. A good header, but Chancalay could not catch up to it. Eugenio Mena. He's got Lovera with him. Puts it in himself. As there's a big collision in the box. And someone goes to ground. That is a bit of a nasty one.
Yeah, that's going to hurt for a couple of days.
And that is Meshuso, the wily veteran of 21 years.
Who I think Meshuso was the guy who took the shot after the deflection from.
No, it was that. I think that was Matthias Miranda.
I think it was Miranda. You're right. Sorry.
But again, I've been really impressed with Meshuso.
Yeah, very solid performance. Probably an interesting player to follow. To follow his progress, I mean, because he showed today he's stronger than he looks. He looks a bit skinny, but he was good today. Very good defensively.
Eugenio Mena on the left for Racing. We're into the final 10 minutes of play, plus any additional time in the second round of the Liga Profesional del Fútbol, the Argentine top tier of football, and for me, the finest football league on the planet. As Lisandro Lopez, no foul given there, he's just dispossessed, but Racing win it back. Sigali is in a very advanced position. Chancalay on the ball now on the right-hand side. Not able to play it forward that time, as Cáceres was on an offside position. Licha moving it across to the left-hand side. Mena, Lovera, Licha. This is good build-up play from Racing. As no foul again, this referee is not making those decisions, or rather choosing to not make decisions. As Gimnasia able to break there on the right-hand side. But that's just good, solid defending. Oh, and a bit of a chop tackle. Still no foul.
Really?
I mean, this could be getting out of hand right now, as Aleman high boot can't direct it goalwards. But I'm sorry, that is appalling officiating by the both match officials.
Yeah, it was like
that was a scissor, like you've just said, a scissor tackle or a chop tackle, and that is a thing that breaks legs. That is an absolute horror show. No decision from Leandro Reyhilfer and the linesman who is on that far side. That is poor.
I think these guys coming off after receiving that massive. It was a notch, right, by Cáceres.
So we have another substitution. Who is it, Nacho?
So is it Insaurralde, I think, is coming off.
That's right.
And let me check who is coming in.
Leshes.
Yeah.
Neri
Neri
Leshes.
Leshes, yeah.
That's Racing. Trying to make something happen. Ball into the area. Unconvincing cross. Cleared, but only as far as another Racing body. Lovera. Mena. Lovera. High looping ball to the back post. Into the hands of Ray. And you know, for the first time all game, in fairness, he gathers and he lies on the ball.
Yeah, and I think problems for Racing still remain in terms of creating chances. It's a team that has been struggling to create chances, not to say to score goals, or therefore to score goals. And today it hasn't been the exception.
as Aleman into the area. That's been picked up by Leches. And now onto the right wing with, well, I thought it was inside Alde, but it was not. Apologies, I couldn't quite get the player identification there. Copetti is battling. Oof, that is another hefty collision with Harinson Mankisha, the Colombian. Oh, wonderful pass through to Thomas Chankalai. Mena. Again, drops it back. It's with Moreno, and Moreno just lets it get away from him. And another really costly mistake in the midfield for Racing, as it's going to be... Oh, well, that's really good tracking back defending there. Winning it back. I think that was... it wasn't Lovera who won that back for Racing.
Yeah, unfortunately, Romero is...
Moreno
is not having a great day.
Like I say, he's had some moments, but a lot of costly errors in the midfield. And now it is Gimnasia in possession and a little bit right now in control.
I mean,
you switch flanks to Jarameta.
You cannot say Moreno's work rate is not good. I think he is good, but with the ball, he has been poor today.
Oh, yeah. Like, he's worked hard, but some of the mistakes and some of the decision making has been poor. Like, I'll never fault his effort, but some of the end product hasn't been there from him so far today. It's Copetti into the area, trying to manufacture an effort. Wanted the handball, was never going to be given from that kind of distance or range, nor should it be. And it's into the feet of Aleman. Aleman just driving at Casares.
And that's a foul.
And that is a foul. It took the defender to, I think it was Moreno there actually, to put his hands on the ball for the referee to finally make a decision. 86 minutes gone in this game. We are into the final embers of this one. Racing still tied 0-0 with Gimnasia. Esgrima La Plata. Live from Avellaneda. As that's a good ball into the area from Casares. It can't be quite gathered in by, I think that was Lovero. Now Mena looking for another cross. That's going to go out of play for the Racing throw in. That is such a shame that Lovera couldn't control that, because he was in acres of space, and I fancy him for an effort from that distance.
Yeah, he had space. He had plenty of space for a good shot, but he couldn't control it.
And it's now a Gimnasia throw in on that far side, the right-hand side. 3 minutes left in the game. So, substitution rules. Are we still allowed 5 substitutions, but you're only allowed them in 3 blocks? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's correct. And if you do, I think if you make any subs at halftime, it doesn't count as a
block.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think so. I'm not sure. I might be not saying something.
No, I think that makes sense. I think that works out because
it doesn't stop the game, basically.
Yeah, Gimnasia have had 4 substitutions in 4 different blocks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense then.
As things are getting a little bit frictious, and there's a reason for that, and they're wearing yellow and black as to why this game is getting a little bit edgy. There was a bit of a coming together with Dominguez, and I think it was to Dominguez's actually having a bit of afters. As Licha, Racing in the midfield, Lisandro Lopez in his own half as Racing on the attack. It's now with Moreno.
The reason why Leach is dropping is because he probably seeing what we mentioned is like the ball is not moving, it's not getting to strikers.
100%. We know what he's doing. He's trying to generate some kind of play.
Yeah, exactly.
if you want an English comparison, I mean, he will play the Wayne Rooney role.
Yeah, exactly. He's trying to drop to create some football that the midfielders are not offering. The introduction of Miranda hasn't changed anything.
That's Cáceres on the right-hand side. Gets by his man. Tries to beat him again, but he's been stood up there. Good defending. And now we're going to see a really Argentine challenge. Moreno. Strong wrestling to the ground. I think that was of Chiara.
Yeah, he got on the wrong side of
Dominguez. Dominguez beat Moreno initially, and Moreno was like, "No, not today, big fella."
Yeah, I think he tried to get the ball before Dominguez. Dominguez used his body really well. Moreno ended up on the wrong side and had to foul him.
Again, I don't mean that in any disrespectful way at all. It's just I see that type of foul occur in Argentine football more than I see it in any other form of football.
Yeah, I think it was it was the classic foul where the centre mid has to give, because otherwise it would expose the defense so much that
it's just preventing a breakaway. That's all it's doing.
Correct, and but I agree. The tackle, it was a bit of part of Argentinian folk football.
I think that would have been as Gimnasia attacking. After the final minutes now. We're into added time. 5 minutes added on. I want to say that move there. I mean, it is the Olympics have just started, so maybe Moreno wants to represent Argentina in a bit of Greco-Roman wrestling at the next Olympic Games, because I think Kurt Angle won Olympic gold with a similar move back in '96. All right, I'll stop. As Meshuso throws it in on the left-hand side. Racing do very well initially, but again, not able to get that ball properly cleared. And a little bit of head tennis. No call on the play there as the ball is still live. And now, finally, Lovera able to put his foot on it, but not able to get out to Mena quite quick enough. Copetti drops it back. Racing now trying to attack as Miranda. As Copetti goes to ground, holds the ball, gets the free kick. And it has come to that, where a player has to go to ground, illegally handle the ball in order to get a decision.
Yeah, I think the referee has allowed a lot. But I don't think the referee had allowed, well, he missed two penalties.
Copetti's in, and that's been gathered up by Ray, and I'm going to assume the flag was up.
Yeah, I
think certainly looked offside.
I don't think it has been given. I think he was offside.
Oh, no, he's not. He's definitely on. But that was a heavy first touch. He did very well to hold his run, but that first touch really let him down. I think he had a peek over to the linesman. I don't remember. I don't know if we saw a flag there. I do apologize. You know, we're bringing the commentary. Things are muted on my end, at least.
Yeah, they're muted on my end as well.
As Dominguez is struck in the head by Dominguez. That'll be a yellow card to the Gimnasia forward. As a throw-in taken very quickly for Racing down the left-hand side. Now it's the tempo. Now they're trying to make things happen. Lovera puts it into the area. Oh, that's not been dealt with at all. High into the air. And it will just go. Cáceres quickly gets it to Licha. Sandro Lopez. Sends it across to Miranda. Lovera. High ball into the middle. Cleared away well by one of the Gimnasia defenders.
That was a nice ball from Lovera.
Back out to the left-hand side once again. And Mena stood there a bit like a spare part. Ball's digged into the middle. Keeper's in no man's land. But the touch was too heavy from Cáceres. I don't think he was anticipating the ball making its way through to him there. And a massive, massive let-off for Gimnasia. We've got 1.5 minutes left. Nacho, Tierno.
Yeah, I think a couple of interesting crosses from from Lovera Miranda asked some questions to Gimnasia defense, but unfortunately, no chance created. And I think we are seeing a bit of desperation from Racing because time is running out. So now it's time to put the ball into the box and pray. But overall, I think it has been quite a poor performance.
We're into the final minute of the 5 additional as Gimnasia trying to make something happen down the right-hand side, but that's been hooked back into the Gimnasia half. Foul has been given, and that is Mankisha on the ground. Or Mansisha. Is it a hard C or a soft C with his name?
Mansisha. It's a soft C.
There we go. Getting some Castellano lessons live on Racing Club UK. Since the lockdown, my Spanish lessons ended, unfortunately. And that goes out of play. We've got 10 seconds left. And Racing play it short. Long ball forward from Sigali. Copetti is the target. And that is going to do it in Avellaneda at full time. Racing Club de Avellaneda 0. Gimnasia y Esgrima Plata 0. Nacho, Tierno, we go over to you for your thoughts on what we've just seen right now.
Yeah, I think it was more of the same. Racing struggling to create chances. It's the second game of the season, of the league, and the second consecutive 0-0. I think Gimnasia realized Racing's limitation, and in the second half they try to play a little bit more, try to dominate midfield, and that create even more problems for Racing, which is a team who lacks of. I wouldn't say creativity, but I think it's more than that. I think there's no system, no attacking system, and we are relying on individual moves. And when that happens, when there's no a collective idea, then it's difficult to score goals. I think the best chance was the one from Copetti from a set piece. So that probably talks about how much Racing generated from an organic point of view.
Let's just go through a couple of the stats brought to us by promiedos.com.ar. Possession 67% to 33 in the favour of Racing. Tiros efectivos al arco. Shots on target 0-0.
Yeah,
total.
I thought we could say Pichut got shots on target, but they clearly didn't consider that.
I thought we'd have that one. Shots in total 9-6 in favour of Racing. Fouls committed 18-15. That feels like kind of a lot.
Yeah, I'm probably you don't have the statistic there, but I would like to see the passing in midfield. It was probably very, very erratic for Racing. I'm sure we gave away the ball in plenty of opportunities, and that percentage of passes it's normally a statistic that gets these days it gets analyzed quite a lot to see how effective the midfielders are, how much they pass the ball to a teammate. I think today it was an issue.
And the corner count 8 for Racing, 1 for Gimnasia y Esgrima Plata. If you know of a good stat website, if anybody watching, or if you, Nacho, know of a good stat website, then we can try and have a look for it now.
I don't think I can help you with that.
It's because Promiedos.
I follow. Actually, I do follow an account that's called Sad Analytics, I think, in Twitter and in Instagram, but I'm not sure they can process the information that quickly. So the stats will be available later today.
That'll be something for us to talk about at a later stage. Nacho Tierno, Kaz Bullock of the Kaz and Daz Show, Manchester Mystics, WBBL commentator. sent me a text just now saying Nacho's back.
I am back.
Nacho,
We are back.
We are back. We're going to get Kaz on the show at some point, even though her main sport is basketball. We're going to get her watching a bit of Racing Club, and we might try and make Kaz our women's, not our women's, our basketball correspondent a little bit more. Get her watching the finest basketball team the world has ever seen. Nacho, before we wrap up now, firstly, it's great to be back. It's great to be back. I mean, this wasn't the performance we were hoping for. This certainly isn't the result we were hoping for, but a 0-0 draw is another point.
Yeah, but I think
yeah,
the problems are still there. I think a win wouldn't have, a goal wouldn't have changed anything. Probably, yes, in terms of points, yes, in terms of it's important to get results. But I think there's some fundamental and structural problems in the team, in the squad. I think it's an unbalanced squad with some positions that are not, that we don't have players in some key positions. So the problems will remain, and I'm at the moment probably I'm being a bit pessimistic, but I don't think it's going to be a good season for us. I think we will continue with this struggle, if you ask me.
As we've just had a visit from the mascot herself.
Yes, I hear that.
The first appearance of... Come on, you.
It's the mascot of the filial, right?
The mascot of the filial. Bronwyn. Broadcasting to the world. Hello, you. So, Racing. 0-0. Again, against Gimnasia Esgrima Plata. And it's the kind of performance that we've seen quite a lot, Nacho. And it feels like a very pitsy performance. So I'm really excited to see what Rod has to say about things.
Yeah, no, I wasn't convinced with Pizzi's appointment, thinking that he's an old school manager in a way, and especially because this squad that the two previous managers were completely the opposite, right? Very modern, attacking, progressive football, possession, a lot of high pressure. And Pitts is a more classic manager. His team don't press that much. If football is a little bit more direct, and you can see the squad struggling massively.
Yeah. This is not a squad to play that type of football, and it's not like he's shaping the squad in his image. Like, the players still seem to be very much the slightly older style of Racing play, but I think we desperately need a central midfielder.
Absolutely, and I think we are being unfair if all the blame goes to Pizzi. I think.
Oh no, 100%. Like we've discussed, and this isn't the time or the place to discuss this right now, but the backroom machinations of what's happening in the club is at fault. But it's Pizzi is working with what he's got, but he's not adapting. It looks like to what he's got.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think there's. I think it's good to criticize. I think Marcos Capria's work hasn't been good enough. He should be evaluated based on his recruitment, and the recruitment has been poor. And as you say, we discussed this before, but the structure we had before and the methodology we had before to put a team together, to put a squad together, to recruit players, it was better.
It was arguably the best on the entire continent.
Yeah. So,
and I'm not being like Mr. Hyperbolic Racing fan for a second. Then it was genuinely at least continent leading.
Yeah.
And where's it gone?
Absolutely. We recruited players like Paul Fernandez, like Chelo Diaz, Gabriel Arias, Sigali, Donati, Eugenio Mena. I mean, plenty of examples of players that performed extremely well for Racing throughout the years, and we are still relying on some of those players, right? So I think that speaks quite clear of what the problem is at the moment with recruitment in comparison to the structure we used to have.
So that is going to do it for us this evening. I don't think we'll be back doing live on Tuesday, given the kickoff time and given that we both have neighbours. We both have neighbours who don't necessarily need us screaming the place down. But Nacho,
we have a job, and we have a job as well.
Somebody's on vacation.
Oh yeah, exactly. Well, enjoy. But let me plug something on Tuesday. If you are in London and you're a Racing fan, on Tuesday the filial is getting together after a long time because of the multiple lockdowns, the pandemic, and so on. So we are getting together, a small group, following the rules, outdoor, minimizing the risk, I promise. Likely in a pub outdoors, we will at least have one drink before the match. Then everyone will go back to their respective houses to watch the match. We are still not watching the match together because we think it's too risky. But that's what we are doing. So if you're a Racing fan, you are in London, please get in touch, and you're more than welcome.
That sounds like a wonderful thing. I am so jealous of you guys down in London that I'm unfortunately not able to be there for this one. But when things get a little bit more, normal, I'm very excited to be doing this. And you know what we're going to do, Nacho? You and me, we're going to do this live on location at the filial headquarters in London.
Exactly. Or headquarters in Cambridge as well.
Or the headquarters in Cambridge, wherever we need to do. One day we're going to do this from the stadium in the Cilindro. Let's not worry about that. But
that would be fun.
I'm excited. I'm excited for it. So the podcast, like we said, this is getting our toes back in the water for the more regular appearance of the podcast. It's coming back. Don't you worry. We know that you've missed it. We've missed it. But we're back. So it's all going to be good. Make sure that you follow all our social media. It's all linked in the description below. And you can follow me on my personal Twitter. There's not a lot going on there at the moment, but that is Awade's Touch, at Awade's Touch, AUEDSTOUCH. Nacho Tierno, the internet sensation. Let's not forget, we've seen you all over the Instagrams and stuff. Where can people find you?
You can find me in Twitter and at Nacho Tier, and in Instagram, I think it's at Nacho Tierno. As you can see, I'm not a big Instagram user.
Well, you're a bigger Instagram user than I am right now. So that is going to do it for us. A huge thank you to everybody who's been watching, listening, involved in the comments and leaving their likes and love hearts. It means a lot. It really does. And we're super glad to be back. Nacho Tierno, last word to you.
I really enjoyed that and nice to be back. Thank you very much. Your commentating, as usual, absolutely fantastic.
I appreciate that. That's very, very kind words. We're going to talk to you very, very soon for the next installment of the Racing Club UK podcast. Take care.